So, the ESA has officially announced that E3 has been cancelled due to the outbreak of the COVID-19, which is otherwise known as the coronavirus. They stated that whilst it was a hard decision to make, they felt that they have to consider this cancellation for the sake of health and safety to all visitors in industry or gamers themselves. This is the first time since E3 first opened its doors in 1995, where it's the biggest event for gaming announcements involving hundreds of publishers and developers showcasing a range of upcoming games and up-to-date software and hardware information. This is the most talked about event for gamers around the world, and some even say described as Christmas Day for gamers. So in this video today, we're going to be discussing and bringing back the most memorable moments of E3 in the past 25 years, and also a quick mention on what we think they're going to do for this year. Before all that, here is a quick reminder of what coronavirus is and what to do to prevent catching it. So, the coronavirus is technically known as COVID-19, which is a new illness that only affects in the lungs and airways. It started back in December. The first case was found in Wuhan in China, and since then it has been rapidly spread to other countries around the world, including Italy, South Korea, Iran, even the UK as well. Currently, there are over 129,000 cases confirmed to be positive, and more than 4,700 died from the illness. They can only obtain the illness the same way like all other viruses do, and the only way to prevent getting the disease is always wash your hands with soap and hot water. Now, since the coronavirus has been rapidly spreading, there has been, for some random reason, a huge stockpile fest on hand sanitizers and toilet rolls, leaving shortages for some people who are not able to buy these for themselves, leading to retailers putting big restrictions in place to prevent bulk buying. Other major events could possibly be cancelled or postponed, and some TV shows with a live audience could be filmed without the audience being there. From where I live, it's not at the moment a big deal for us, but however, we need to be more extra vigilant. So the only way to prevent the spread is simply just, look after yourself hygiene wise, have a shower every day, wash your hands with hot water and soap. If you have to sneeze into tissue, throw away immediately, and avoid contact if necessary. And best not to make any future travels until we're very certain that it is safe to travel. If you do any of this stuff, then you should have no trouble getting it as well. However, the death ratio is extremely low compared to so even if you do get it, you have a high chance of recovering. So if you do have it, then best to seek advice and get plenty of rest, fluids and all stuff, just like you do with any other viruses. The best advice of all is to not panic. So I thought I'd just throw us in there just to make people extra aware, just in case. But let's get back to the E3 topic. So now that E3 is cancelled, it is better to be safe than sorry, and it doesn't really affect us that much because you tend to seek out announcements online. So the ESA is currently looking into ways of having an online format to keep us in know of what new games are to be announced and other stuff. Microsoft and Ubisoft had announced plans to have a digital format for themselves to bring their latest news in another way. Now Nintendo has their own way of delivering announcements in the form of Nintendo Direct. It was very popular and still is today. It tends to be less than an hour long, and each direct normally has its own purposes. So for example, there's a direct for Pokemon, there's one for Animal Crossing, and there's always going to be one for events like E3, Gamescom and that as well. PlayStation in 2019 announced they skipped E3 for the first time, and since then they've started their own version called the State of Play, which is shorter than Nintendo Direct videos, but they do have some decent announcements as well. So we expect to see more State of Plays coming very soon, with the PS5 looming later this year. We are expecting to maybe have one at least anyway, so They too also announced they'll be skipping this year's event, but now that E3 is cancelled, they really haven't scuppered their plans at all. So Microsoft and Ubisoft have announced that they're gonna have their own digital format as another way of delivering new announcements and news for upcoming games and other stuff as well. Which begs the question that what's going to happen this year? So how are we going to find out the new stuff that's coming out? So it's very, very likely that everything will be shown off online, and potentially we could have more demos, maybe time demos or something like that, but who knows what's going to happen anyway. If you remember Devolver Digital, I think it started like a few years, and they have their own E3 conference style videos. It's not actual live, it's like an actual random video, which, you know, takes the piss out of E3 conferences like that in a way. So they announced that they will have one this year as well. We shall be looking forward to that. That's all I can say. So there you go, E3 is cancelled for this year. But they have announced it will be returning next year, but they said that it's going to be a reimagined format. So based on what they've said, expect a lot of changes for next year. So they've now got more time to, you know, plan, and they're doing all they can to make sure that E3 is going to be like the good old days again, because at the moment it doesn't really feel like E3 in the past few years. So they're doing all they can. They've now got more time to plan for next year's event, so I think we shall be looking forward to that as well when it does return. So fingers crossed anyway. But yeah, so whilst we're on this topic, E3 is also well known for a lot of downs as well in regards to how they present information about the games and all shit. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that was very well controversial. I'm gonna let you take a look at it, so enjoy.
Hi.
What?
Yeah.
No longer tied down. Now you can move your body freely.
This is exciting. We're at E3, and I just want to say this place is the only place that makes the guys at Comic-Con look like Ocean's 13.
Let's take a look.
It's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. Remember that one?
What up, guys? Thank you for having me, EA. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jesse Bones, and I am a YouTube creator. So, I am here to talk about Need for Speed Payback. If you guys didn't know, Need for Speed Payback, yeah, it's a great game. I got my boy Marcus, executive producer here. He is the producer of the game. Thank you, Zip, for having me.
They're so cool. Alright, made me look good now. Alright.
Yes! And much of that time is already spent on my DS. Currently, I'm playing Animal Crossing. Oh, go, girl, go! Yes!
Very nice. Wow.
Oh.
His name is Robbie Drums.
PlayStation 4 won't impose any new restrictions on the use of PS4 games. They can trade in the game at retail. sell it to another person, lend it to a friend, or keep it forever. PlayStation 4 disc-based games don't need to be connected online to play.
I say it's time we focus on what really matters. The games. Who's with me? Gaming is having a ridiculously huge TV in a tiny one-room apartment. Staying up till 3 a.m. to earn a trophy that isn't real. And it's girls who know that the way to a man's heart is through a melee attack. I love gaming. And I know you love it too. That's why you're here. One king. And his name is gaming. Forever may he reign!
You are approaching Saturn. You are only seconds away. I have arranged for you to meet my
Sega Saturn.
My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And we're about making games.
Anyways, join me for a brief presentation. $2.99.
So that is it for this video. Anyway, I hope you liked it. If you do, then please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe as I have more content on its way, so feel free to hit the sub button to support the channel. Anyway, I hope you have a good day. Anyway, take care, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.